Why cancer symptoms appear so late. How it actually develops for years. Hello, my friends. I am Dr. David, and today we are going to have a conversation that is perhaps the most important one we will ever have on this channel. As a doctor who has spent years in emergency medicine and geriatrics, I face a heartbreaking reality every day. 1 in 2 of us will be diagnosed with cancer at some point in our lives. It is a statistic that keeps me up at night, especially as I see more and more cases in younger patients, people who should have decades of healthy life ahead of them. The gap between what the public understands about cancer and the actual biological reality of this disease is a gap that, quite frankly, costs lives. Today, I want to bridge that gap. I want to give you a biological map of what is happening inside your body so you can move from a state of fear to a state of informed action. In a healthcare system stretched to its breaking point, waiting for a doctor to catch a disease is no longer a winning strategy. You must be the primary guardian of your own health. If you want to empower yourself with the knowledge to stay healthy, independent, and sharp as you age, please subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications. By doing so, you ensure that you never miss these deep dives into the science of longevity. Now, let's look under the surface at the 37 trillion cells that make up you. Your body is a masterpiece of regulation. Right now, as you watch this, trillions of cells are dividing, repairing, and dying in perfect harmony. This process is governed by DNA, the instruction manual inside every cell. Cancer begins when that manual gets a typo. Specifically, damage to the DNA that tells a cell when to stop growing. The rogue cell. When the stop signal is broken, a cell doesn't just sit there, keeps dividing. The chain reaction. 1 becomes 2, 2 become 4, 4 become 8. What started as a single microscopic error becomes a mass of millions. Crucial truth. DNA damage isn't rare. It happens every day from aging, pollution, or even random copying errors. Usually, your body's cleanup crew finds these errors and destroys the cell. Cancer only happens when those protective layers fail. This is the part that surprises most people. We often think of cancer as something that appeared last week. In reality, cancer is a very slow biological process. Research, particularly from institutions like Johns Hopkins, shows that for common cancers like bowel cancer, it can take 10 to 15 years from the first mutation to a tumor that a doctor can actually find. Years 1 to 7, the cancer is microscopic and silent. Years 8 to 12, the tumor grows but produces 0 symptoms. Year 15, a symptom finally appears. By understanding this, you realize that feeling fine does not mean nothing is happening. Cancer is a marathon, not a sprint. I often hear patients say, "It couldn't be cancer. It doesn't hurt." As a doctor, I have to tell you, most internal organs don't have pain receptors like your skin does. Asterisk the liver can double in size before you feel a thing because pain only occurs when the outer capsule is stretched. The lungs. A tumor can grow deep in the periphery for years without causing a cough. The kidneys. You can lose 75% of your kidney function before a standard blood test shows an abnormality. Your body is too good at compensating. It works around the damage until it simply can't anymore. By the time a symptom appears, the compensation phase is over. When symptoms do finally appear, they usually happen through one of 4 mechanical ways. If you experience these, do not have a conversation with yourself about why it's probably nothing. Have a conversation with a doctor. 1. Obstruction. A tumor blocks a tube. This leads to changes in bowel habits or jaundice, yellowing of the eyes. 2. Fragile bleeding. Tumors create their own blood vessels, but they are leaky. If you see blood in your urine, stool, or phlegm, even if it happens once and stops, get it checked. Intermittent bleeding is still cancer bleeding. 3. Pressure and invasion. When a tumor finally touches a nerve or a bone, it causes persistent, deep pain. 4. Systemic effects. Unexplained weight loss, more than 5% of your body weight, night sweats, or profound fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. Are you finding this explanation helpful? If so, please comment clarity below. It helps me know that this biological approach is making sense to you. Since we know cancer grows silently for a decade, The only logical strategy is to look for it before it causes symptoms. This is what we call screening. Cervical screening, one of the greatest wins in medical history, reducing cancer rates by 70%. Bowel fit tests. These look for microscopic blood that you can't see with your eyes. Mammograms and PSA tests. These are tools to catch the disease while it is still localized. Why stage matters. Surgery can remove a primary tumor. But once cancer seeds into the bloodstream, metastasis, it becomes a whole-body problem requiring chemotherapy and complex treatments. The stage at which we find it is the #1 predictor of your survival. In my years in the ER, I see two types of people. 1. The panickers, those who assume a 2-day headache is a brain tumor. Remember, cancer operates over years, not days. 2. The avoiders, those who have had a lump for 8 months but didn't want to make a fuss. Avoidance is what kills. I understand the fear. Nobody wants to sit in a waiting room. But the cost of burying your head in the sand is paid in time. Time you could have spent with your family. Taking charge of your health isn't about living in fear. It's about awareness. If a symptom is new, if it represents a change from your baseline, if it persists for more than 2 to 3 weeks, act on it. The gap between a good outcome and a poor one isn't just about the drugs we have in the hospital. It's about the stage at which you walk through my door. I want to hear from you. Have you ever ignored a symptom because you were afraid of the answer? Or has screening saved someone you love? Share your story in the comments. It might be the push someone else needs to book their appointment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to help us spread this vital medical knowledge. I'm Dr. David. Watch your baseline, listen to your body, and I'll see you in the next video.